You thought it was love, but it was slow, beautiful self-destruction. I know that line hits hard because I've lived it. You don't notice it at first. The eye roll, the cold shoulder, the way her silence feels like punishment. But day by day, you stop speaking up. You stop setting boundaries. And eventually, you stop being you. If you're a man listening to this right now, wondering when it all started to feel wrong, it wasn't when she changed. It was when you stopped protecting your peace. Marcus Aurelius warned us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. But most men today, we let a woman's chaos rewrite the thoughts in our own heads. That ends now, because in this episode, I'm not here to preach. I'm here to remind you of what you already knew. These are the 10 behaviors modern women use to test, manipulate, and drain a man, and why no man, especially one who values his purpose, should ever tolerate them again. So let's get into it. If you've ever felt like something was off, like you were slowly disappearing in your own relationship, I want you to listen closely now, because these aren't just bad habits, they're slow poisons. And if even one of these is present in your life, you're not being loved, you're being drained. 1. Mockery, disguised as a joke. It starts small. A little sarcasm in front of your friends. A joke at your expense. She rolls her eyes when you speak and calls it humor. But it's not funny. It's a test. A test to see how much disrespect you'll tolerate for the sake of peace. Marcus Aurelius said, "What injures the hive injures the bee." And when she mocks you in public, she's not just attacking your pride, she's chipping away at your identity. I knew a man who used to speak with conviction until he started dating a woman who laughed at everything he believed in. He didn't even notice how much he'd changed. Until one day he caught himself hesitating before every word. What if she mocks me again? That's not love, that's conditioning. And if you let it slide, she learns one thing. This man won't protect his own voice, so why should she respect it? 2. Emotional chaos, framed as passion. She's fire in the morning, ice by noon, and thunder by night. You've convinced yourself it's just who she is. Unpredictable, passionate, intense. But you're exhausted. Not from love, but from surviving her moods. And here's the truth. What you're calling passion is actually instability. Marcus wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter retreat than in his own soul." But when your home is a battlefield, there is no retreat. There is only running from her, from your peace, from yourself. I knew a man who timed his whole day around his girlfriend's emotions. If she was happy, he could relax. If she was moody, he'd tighten up, walk on eggshells. That's not a relationship. That's emotional hostage-taking. And real love. Real love doesn't make you anxious to come home. 3. Addiction to external validation. She says it's confidence. But what kind of confidence needs to be uploaded daily? Every outfit, every angle, every like. If she's constantly online fishing for male attention, she's not secure. She's starving. And when a woman's worth comes from strangers, she'll never value the man who sees her soul. Marcus Aurelius warned, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." I knew a guy who gave his all to a woman constantly distracted by her audience. He watched her perform for the world while giving him less and less. She wasn't in a relationship, she was on a stage, and he was the quiet man holding the lights. 4. Sex as a weapon. She withholds it to punish, gives it to reward. You find yourself begging for connection, just to feel close again. But you're not making love, you're negotiating. This is not intimacy, this is leverage. Marcus Aurelius taught us to master desire, not be ruled by it. When a man gives up his boundaries for a few minutes of comfort, he's no longer a partner. He's a slave to her control. And if she sees your needs as tools, not truths, she doesn't love you. She's managing you. 5. Contempt for your mission. You talk about your goals. She laughs. You try to build discipline. She distracts. She doesn't support your path. She resents it. Marcus said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." But how can you be one when the woman beside you mocks every step forward? One man I worked with wanted to write a book. Every time he sat down to create, she interrupted. He didn't quit the book. He quit himself. And that's what contempt does. It doesn't stop your dreams. It makes you forget you ever had them. 6. The ghost of competition. She doesn't want a partner. She wants a rival. Her wins must be bigger, louder, posted more. You get a raise. She downplays it. You hit a goal. She shifts the spotlight. You thought you were building together. She thinks she's winning. Marcus Aurelius warned, ambition means tying your well-being to what other people say or do. But when her ambition is fueled by outperforming you, you're not her man. You're her mirror, and she will only love you when you reflect her superiority. 7. Weaponized trauma. Every time she hurts you, she blames the past. You ask for honesty. She gives you history. She turns every mistake into a therapy session. But you're the one paying the emotional bill. Marcus said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." But this isn't revenge. It's emotional hijacking. You're no longer her partner. You're her counselor, her confessional, her crutch. And if she never takes responsibility, she's not healing. She's hiding behind it. 8. Entitlement without effort. She demands more than she gives. She wants royalty, but offers peasantry. She calls herself the prize, but brings nothing to the table but critique. You build. She nitpicks. You lead. She resists. Not because you're failing, but because your strength offends the ego that raised her. Marcus Aurelius would have seen it clearly. So, other people hurt me. That's their problem. Her lack of gratitude is not your failure. It's her mirror. Let her face it. 9. Subtle disloyalty. It's not betrayal that breaks you. It's the 1,000 little cuts. The text she swore she wouldn't send. The post she promised she wouldn't make. The boundaries she crosses, then laughs off. And every time you let it slide, you teach her that your standards are negotiable. Marcus said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. But if she does it, and you stay, what does that say about you?" Every time you tolerate disrespect, you make it normal. And what's normal will multiply. 10. The death of admiration. She doesn't criticize you. She just stops seeing you. No more warmth in her tone. No more light in her eyes. You're not hated. You're invisible. And this is the most violent form of disrespect, because a man can survive anger, but he can't survive being ignored. Marcus wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive." But what if the person beside you sees no privilege in your presence? You stop rising, you start fading, and the man you were gets replaced by a version even you don't recognize. So now you see it. The things you let slide weren't small. They were lessons, ignored. And every time you stayed, you didn't prove your love. You buried your identity. But the truth is this: you don't need her to come back. You need you to return. And that begins with one choice. Stop tolerating what destroys your soul. If this message hits something deep, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, comment below, and tell me what woke you up. And subscribe, because millions of men are still asleep. And you might be the voice that helps them wake.